If I say the words Shonen Jump, what do you think about? Jujutsu Kaisen, Sakamoto, Chainsaw Man maybe, even though it's not properly Jump but Jump Plus. So crazy fights, some strange power systems, heroes' journeys, surely nothing quite like this. A slice of life about some superpowered teens, their personal growth, and their romances. This is a too generic and oversimplifying description, and it's the purpose of this video to go a bit deeper into the story. Today I'm going to try to explain to you why this manga is, in fact, crazily underrated. Today we're talking about Witch Watch. Witch Watch is the story of Morihito and Nico. He's an Oni, or ogre if you're more familiar with the word, and she's a witch. They're childhood friends that meet again after a long time, during which they both have been training very hard to develop their capabilities. And now Morihito, or Moi as Nico calls him, is given a very important role that will lead him back to Nico. He's in charge of protecting her, as her personal bodyguard. Nico's incredibly happy about it, because she's been in love with Moi for a very long time, and the perspective of the two of them living under the same roof feels like the start of a romance movie to her. On the other hand, Moi just doesn't get a hint, and he doesn't even seem to give a f***. But he's not the kind of edgy character that shows no emotion because he fears to be hurt. He's just been slowly learning to eradicate feelings from his mind during his Oni training. So anyway, that's how the story starts, and from this point on, a frenetic spiral of events drags new characters into the story, in classical Shonen Jump fashion. Meet the chaotic kid, Kanshi, who's also a tango. The strange xenophile loner Keigo, who's also got an alter ego who's a werewolf. Miharu the vampire, others really like him. And Nemo, who's also a witch like Nico, and she's got sort of an inferiority complex comparing herself to her brilliant friend way too often. And she can also transform into a cat for very specific reasons. Okay, so I've introduced them all just to give you a general overview of the settings, but what is the story really like? The thing is, it just flows. The first chapters are just dedicated to introducing all of the characters and deepening a bit the group dynamics, showing some of the things Nico can do with magic, none of which are unknown cause her cover is blown day one of school, showing the most random stuff these kids do at home, like opening a YouTube channel, getting in trouble because of Nico more than once, Moi spending an entire chapter to talk about denim and how it's treated for jeans and so on. There's even a manga inside of a manga, a fanfic of which is written by one of the students of their school and read by their teacher, who is an unconfessed certified otaku. And some of the chapters are entirely dedicated to the interactions in between the two of them. Some are even dedicated to this fictional shonen manga. Like, it's real crazy. Some animes emerge from time to time, but at least in the first volumes there is no real main plot to follow. And in case you were going to ask, that's part of the reason why I like it. Witch Watch is definitely and totally a character-driven story. The reason you read it is because of its characters, and the wholesome dynamics in between all of them. And at the same time, the fact that there is no main plot in the early stages doesn't mean the story doesn't progress at all. Friendships grow, new bonds are made, Nico tries a countless amount of times to make Moi fall in love with her, and you can see throughout certain scenes and moments how their relationship slowly but steadily evolves. There's one scene in particular that I have in mind. So basically, since Morihito isn't that good at expressing his emotions, as we've stated before, Nico comes up with a way to understand him a bit better throughout the use of magic. Using one of her spells, a mini Moi, representing Morihito's state of mind, appears on his head, and thus Nico can have a better understanding of his emotions. But it's not just about Nico and Moi. On the other hand, for example, something starts to blossom in between Keigo and Nemo, who both for different reasons feel misunderstood and underappreciated. She's always felt underachieving as a witch, and she strives for a perfection she can't reach, looking up to Nico as a way more skilled and gifted one than her, while he's been since he was a kid an obsessed perfectionist, starting from his ice skating passion, and this toxic mindset led to him feeling oftentimes like a failure now. And at the same time, while reading, you grow fond of all the characters you've learned to understand throughout the pages, and you just can't wait, or maybe it's just me, to see where their stories are going. While the manga doesn't take itself too seriously, its characters somehow manage to feel sort of real. One of my favorite moments in the manga is when Morihito goes onto his mother's grave to leave some flowers and talk to her. As a kid, since his powers manifested, he stopped playing with other kids, in fear of hurting them. and thus he started to feel more and more alone. And even though he had no friends other than Nico at the time, he lied to his mother, saying he'd made a lot at school. So now he comes back, talking to her now that she's gone, and while confessing his lie, he says he has to lie no more, because he's now found true friends he can really be fond of. I guess sometimes, even on Shonen Jump, it doesn't necessarily have to be about jumping.
Oh, hell no, man.
Okay, this was the worst joke I could come up with, but anyway, I think you got what I mean. Not all stories in Shonen Jump need to be action-packed, full of mind-blowing fades and showdowns. They can also be more like Witch Watch, for example. And with that, the video is done. I hope you liked it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, costs you nothing and helps a lot. I hope that if you had never heard of it, or if you had never read it, that this video will give you a reason to at least give Witch Watch a chance, cause I promise it won't disappoint you. That's all, see you soon guys.